a little different this time around. I've already taped the comic book story that I'm reading today, so I'll play that video. And then after that, I will do a little overview, review, what have you, of some mainstream comics that I normally do on the Wednesday show. But it's a bit of a stack of them, so I'm splitting them up amongst them. So it's initially I was going to do some Ghost Machine titles, but I think I'll do just the DC ones. Uh, DC is still trying, and then it'll be Redcoat and Geiger for the Wednesday show. So that's how this will unfold. But for the main feature, it'll be this comic book I found called Weird Terror. So it's a horror anthology comic book. And right off the bat, the first story, oh, you'll get a real kick out of it. And it'll play out. And I was taping it at the time because I had gotten so tired a couple of times of doing it live. And so maybe I should just go back to tape. And I taped it. And I thought, well, maybe I could just read it anyway. But, well, I'd already done it. So anyway, I'll play that out. And then it's a little under 20 minutes. And then come back to do the, review of the other comic books. So there we go. All right. Well, without further ado, I'll get into this for you and yours. Tales of spine-chilling horror. Except it's weird. That probably makes it worse. You are trapped, trapped in the dungeon of the doomed. He's trapped with... Are these supposed to be some sort of rats? Or wolves? Don Heck did it. Yeah, I don't know. The first few pages, I guess, were lost, so the only thing left are these black and white ones that are... Looks like they were just cheaply Xeroxed or something. But anyway, oh no, look, it's Hitler's head. Ex-Gestapo Colonel Eric Hausner fled to South America to escape the horror and madness that was Adolf Hitler and nasty Germany. But he made the mistake of not listening to or believing the terrible curses of a dying man. When the weird hordes of hell spewed forth to claim him, nothing on this earth could stop him from seeing Hitler's head. Hausner, you're coming back with me. Do you hear me, Hausner? You're joining me and my demons in hell. No, get back to your rotting tomb. This is a horrible nightmare. Shoot them, men, shoot them, shoot them. The place, a huge castle courtyard in the jungles of South America, far from the big cities. The time, early morning, not so long ago. 12 men facing a single target. Ready? Fire! So they're, I don't know, shooting a beehive? Guess not. Good, you have not lost your aim. That is great consolation. Dismissed. Eric, what's come over you? You are frightened of your own shadow. Why should your bodyguard need target practice? Something horrible has happened, Doctor. Ordinarily, I'm a brave man, but now I'm not sure. You know why we are here, Gabine? We're all nasties, and we escaped into this country. But what if I were to tell you that something else? Well, I guess this is supposed to be Eric talking. Well, I messed up. Who could that be, Eric? We both know all who are here. All of us have taken assumed identities, even new accents. Yes, I'm known as Emilio Haroda, the wealthy importer, instead of Eric Hausner, the Gestapo colonel. But last night, well, let me tell it to you from the beginning. You know what happened those last days in Germany? The Allies and the Russians had surrounded Berlin. We were bombarded for days, and death and destruction were everywhere. Boom, boom, bang, bang, all that. Hitler was in his secret vault under the Reich Chancellery. All the top nasties were there. Goebbels, Himmler, Schultz, Kramer. And he shrieked and cursed me. You have not killed enough, Hausner. Your concentration camp reports have not been glorious enough. Murder is what I ordered. I want more dead. But the war is lost. I cannot kill anymore. Lie! Treachery! Come back here, you pig! I'm not done with you. You die with me for your chicken-hearted squeamishness. Come back. You can't escape. I can and I will. You're dying, and I'm not afraid of the dead. Goodbye forever, Fuhrer. So that's how they ended things, you know. Anyway, back in the present where everything's in color. Well, you know the rest. We escaped by submarine at a secret dock on the seacoast. You met me there with our men. We escaped. So far, we have remained undetected. But, yes, go on. Last night, I awakened suddenly, terror-stricken. I imagined a figure in black standing in the shadows of my room, hovering over me. What a nightmare. Wait, there is someone in my room. Who are you? Oh, what do you want? It is your Führer. Yeah, Führer. How's that? Did you think you could escape? Oh, really escape me? I came back from hell for you. Help, call Hans, help. It came for me with outstretched claws. Somehow it had changed into an even more evil monster. Its fetid breath and bloodshot eyes were close to my face. I sprang back frantically, screaming with mortal horror. Come, Eric. Do you not recognize me? Where is your loyalty? Where is your love? Get back! Don't touch me! I'll kill you! I'll choke the evil breath out of your rotten throat. I'll smash your face in. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ew. I must have fainted. The next thing I knew, I was lying propped up against the wall of my room, glimmering with horror. It was dawn. Of that weird apparition, there was no trace. This was no dream. It was real. Real. Must warn everyone. Must be protected. How does one tell his men who have been through bitter war campaigns with him, that our Führer is here? What? Was it a nightmare? Or am I insane? A few hours later, Eric Hausner, now relaxed after relating his terrible experience to Dr. Gephardt, sits in his library writing. What is it, Hans? What's the matter? Colonel!
Come quickly, my colonel. Karl, he has hanged himself. So the two men raced down the castle through a corridor to the dungeons used centuries ago for prisoners. Now living quarters for the Mint. Eric Hausner tried to keep calm. This was Hitler's favorite torture, the one I applied to so many of my prisoners in the camp. But why should Karl hang himself? Why?
Maybe it's these boogeymen hanging around, you know?
Why do you ask, Eric Hausner? You were our master's chief hangman. Have you forgotten so soon?
Hans, do you see them? They are waiting to grab me.
This shall be your fate. One after another will die. Death will come closer and closer, and you will not escape. Our master warned you long ago. Take heed.
I'm getting out of here. Colonel, where are you going? What are you talking about? Surely you are joking. No. Bar that door, Hans. Don't let any of those creatures out of there on your life. Keep them away from me. Hours passed, and Eric Hausner made preparations to leave the castle for good. But the night of the last dinner, the many gruesome experiences continued.
You look pale tonight, Eric. Has anything strange happened?
Not since Hans found Karl hanging dead in his room. I'm leaving this cursed place, Doctor. We're all leaving.
Suddenly, all the lights in the room were snuffed out.
Eric Hausner, we have come for you. Your time draws near. Our master calls.
Excellency, are you all right? Yes, but Gebhardt! Oh, Gott in Himmel! Look at Gebhardt! Jeez. Horrors! The doctor has been garroted.
Oh, wait, it's the other guy.
Horrors! The doctor has been garroted. Colonel, this was your own personal method for strangling your prisoners. But who has done this deed? Didn't you see? Were you blind? It was the Fuhrer. He has come back for all of us. He and his creatures wait for us. Hurry, let's get out of here. Colonel, Carlson and Anders are dead outside. They've been garroted. Minutes later, the terrified group rushed headlong towards the castle gates, determined to flee. But now, an even greater menace threatened them. Sir, the bridge to the mainland has been washed out. We cannot leave. We shall all drown. Then inside, quick. I know there we can find shelter from this flood.
The desperate group now rushed back down the castle's steps into a cavern of weird surroundings. A cavern that had once been the burial grounds for the entire countryside. Follow me, and we will wait here until morning. We shall be safe from the flood. Not even the demons can get through this ring of guns. Hours later, the men sat quietly in small tense groups, talking in low undertones. Overhead, the ever-constant moisture dripped and oozed through walls green with slime and age. Then, I don't like the way he's been acting. Listen to him. Men, it is he! Don't you see him? Hitler's head approaches us. Look!
Ha 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 ha. You have tried to flee from me again, Hausner. Then bury you and your midbrain. That is hopeless. Yeah, Adolf Hitler, Colonel Hausner was right. It is the Fuhrer.
No, don't be deceived. This is some horrible supernatural creature masquerading as the Fuhrer. Shoot it down, you fools! If you can now see it, shoot! Bang, bang.
But bullets did not affect the horrible monsters that rose rotted and nauseating from the graves of the burial ground. Hitler leads a new army of the damned. But this army came from the beyond. Hausner, I haven't forgotten. You're coming with me back where you belong. Ha 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 ha.
Kill them! Kill them!
Bang, bang, rat-a-tat-tat. Yeah, it's probably not going to work.
No, please, Fuhrer. I beg your forgiveness. Let me go.
Too late, Eric. My pets await to take you back with them. And well, I am the master. I too have my own master. Look behind you, Eric.
Tell me this is unreality. Oh, spare me this fate.
He has been delivered, master. There now remain but a few more. Well done, servant. Go about your business. I have special delights for our newest member. Welcome, Eric. Welcome to Hades.
So the screams died down, and the hellish noises subsided, along with the wailing of the wind and the whining of tree branches. Bent double ceased. Next morning, the local police rode towards the castle. The villagers reported reported noises, El Capitan. The castle is owned by a foreigner, one Emilio Heroda. Bueno, let's see if the senor is safe. Hurry, men! Minutes later, the police found the destruction and desolation inside the grim walls. Then one of them accidentally discovers the passageway to the caverns.
Ah, this is the old corridor of the doomed. Perhaps the owner took refuge here last night. Come then, lead the way, Pepite. This is a horrifying sight, El Capitan. We're in the sight of the damned. Look at their faces. Look at their faces.
For there, lying twisted in wretched death, was Eric Hausner and his men, staring, and horrible, all with the head of Adolf Hitler etched on their faces. Okay. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your... What? Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. Well, okay, but it really does. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I guess. So they all died, and when they died, they suddenly all looked like Hitler. And then, of course, their souls went to hell. Yeah, that's what you get when you escape your crimes from, that. So what do we got next week? Well, it's going to be the Wage Earners. Huh. So, looks like the Grim Reaper is just covered in snot. I don't know. Henry Mason? The Grim Reaper's name is Henry Mason? Well, we'll find out next time on Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics. Wow, that was great, huh? Well, we're going to move on now back to being live, and I'll talk about these comics. So for quite a while, I was saying, wow, World's Finest, you just somehow, some way was a fairly decent superhero comic book. Uh, Hardly, not even a hint of wokeness or anything like that. And It's a Superman Batman team up book, and sometimes they team up with someone else. And in these stories, they're teaming up with Aquaman, and but they don't take time to talk about food or stand in the hallways and question their gender identity and all that sort of stuff. No, none of that. They just fight bad guys and monsters and stuff. So here, it's an Aquaman adventure, and there's something going on down in Atlantis, and Atlantis is split between two kingdoms, and somebody is stirring the pot down there to cause all kinds of trouble. So now Dan Mora is now the artist for Justice League. So there's a different artist here, but he's not bad. Gutierrez does a pretty good job. And there's similarities between the styles, so it's not that big of a jarring deal of moving on to this guy. So quite a bit for a while. You'd have a really great artist do a run on a title, and then gets replaced by somebody who just isn't ready for prime time. So they spend a lot of time underwater. Well, it's an Aquaman story, so of course they're going to do that. So, oh gee, there's something going on. And the people of Atlantis are upset because they think Aquaman spends too much time, topside, hanging out with the Justice League and stuff, and they get all upset. And you don't love us no more. So he's in danger of losing his throne and all that. Meanwhile, the other kingdom, they're upset because there's some sort of outbreak that seems to turn people into crazy zombies down in Atlantis. And each part of Atlantis thinks it's the other side doing it. So now you're about to have this civil war between the two kingdoms. And oh boy, it turns out that the king of the Tritonans, or whatever, Tritonus is the name, and Aquaman rules over Poseidonus. So anyway, turns out the king's wife of that town is Superman's old girlfriend, Lori Lemaris. See, there was an old story that took place during Superman's younger days when he was in college, and he met this girl there who was wheelchair bound. But he fell in love with her, and to the point that he was ready to, he proposed marriage to her and all this stuff, and revealed that he's Superman. And she turned him down, and all that, and he couldn't figure out why. And so, of course, he followed her and stalked her and used his X-ray vision to spy on her, and could see that she had some sort of special radio device in her home, and she was using it to communicate with him. And he was like, "Oh my God, she's some sort of spy." But ultimately, what he didn't X-ray was her legs under a blanket in the wheelchair, because he's still respectable in that aspect. Sure, he spied on her in her home, but I don't know. It looked like she was getting undressed or something. Oh no, he wouldn't do that. So the reason she is in a wheelchair is because she's a mermaid. She doesn't have legs. She's got a fish tail. But they had this, romance and all that, but hey, we're from two different worlds and that sort of thing. And so she went back to Atlantis, and, he went on to get a job at the Daily Planet, and then he got all horned up over Lois Lane and moved on, Well, she ends up becoming the queen of, because she marries the king here, but still the guy is like, how the hell am I going to compete with Superman? Your ex-boyfriend was Superman. So that's at the heart of this story as well. Of course, there's a supervillain behind it all. This requires yet another character to come help them out, a Swamp Thing, because spoiler, yeah, the Floronic Man is the villain here. And so, they got to figure out how to deal with it. Aquaman's got to convince the other king that they're not really enemies. And ultimately, that works out. He understands that they got to join together to fight off this menace who has figured out some kind of fungus that can take over people's minds and this sort of thing. And so the war is on, but they are able to outfox him and defeat him. But the problem afterwards is the king is still so jealous of Superman. And Lori gets so upset at her husband. What does she do? Well, she decides to plant a big old sloppy kiss. I guess not that sloppy. They're underwater already. On Superman, and the husband sees this. And so they have to kiss and make up later, for the benefit of the kingdom and everything. But still, I mean, the husband had a point how he's never going to be able to compete with that. He's like, look, I settled, so, so there you go. You got this underwater. It's okay. And a lot of World's Finest was pretty good. I think they've probably peaked already, but it still remains a certain anomaly in the overall approach. DC Comics is trying, whereas Marvel gave up a long time ago. So they're trying this, they're trying that. They got their absolute titles, which are selling very well. It seems to be leading the pack, despite some problems there too, in my opinion. But nevertheless, they're popular for the moment. Not Dan Moore. Jeremy Adams is a solid writer. Really picked up the baton on Green Lantern, and now he's doing the Aquaman title. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard very good things about it, so I'll have to check that out too. But I don't know if there's any chance of a resurgence or anything like that. But I gotta call it where it is that they are at least trying. And despite nut job Mark Waid being the writer, when he stops obsessing over Donald Trump, he actually does have skill to write a decent narrative. And so it's pretty stable and it's pretty fine. So the next one starts off a news story, which is supposed to be, since the World's Finest stories are in the past, but this story will set up something they're going to deal with in Justice League in the present. So again, this artist Gutierrez was better. This artist is okay, but Gutierrez was a better one. If you can't have Dan Moore to do it anymore, but it's a Gorilla Grodd adventure, and of course the Flash shows up to help out because that's pretty much his villain. And you get a lot of that. But ultimately, I think they're building to a new narrative of the Legion of Doom and that sort of thing. So they're setting that up. So there you go. It's part one of a story that'll cross over into Justice League and that sort of thing. So we'll have to look into that to see where all that goes. Now, on to the Absolute line. So far, Absolute Batman leads the pack, as one would expect. And it's the most fun just in how it's just over the top nutty. And in some ways kind of stupid. But still, there's an element of fun to it. I don't know how long that can carry it, but so far, so good for it, because it's popular and all that. The best art in the Absolute Comics was Superman, but the story is so bad. I don't know. And I bailed after the second issue. I'll take a look again, but I just don't have high hopes for it. Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman it's it's the most interesting of the three. I did talk about the Martian Manhunter one from Wednesday, and it's just so surreal and weird that it might beat out Wonder Woman. It's just as far as how peculiar it is, and that makes it interesting and whatnot. So I had to catch up on Wonder Woman. I did get the fifth issue, and I reviewed that a while back. Well, probably last week, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, and had missed this one. So I got this one. And it's fine. It's got the original artist in it. And boy, in some ways, the style sort of makes sense because I keep seeing it as akin to, I don't know, depictions of myth or ancient works or something like that. But there's just too much bad to go for the good. And you got things like, so here's Wonder Woman, and she had to sell her arm to get some magic. But don't worry, she gets it back, through magic. But here's Steve Trevor. No, that's supposed to be a man. And I kept wondering, are they going to reveal that, Steve Trevor's actually a woman who identifies as a man or something like that? And as far as the rest of the cast, it's all women, that sort of thing. But when they get into myth and how old tales are told and whatnot, they do a pretty good a job of it here. And they've completely, Wonder Woman is a witch now in this version. So she's got to do spells. And she's basically a monster fighter that is these giant monsters that keep threatening the earth, and they cross over from dimensions. And each time she's got to come up with some other spell and whatnot to defeat the monster. And in this one, she can make her sword this giant tower thing, that takes down the monster, So, so that's, that's the typical look of it. And then they had a stand-in artist, and I was really hoping this artist was the new artist that takes over. Because this would shoot Wonder Woman to the top of the absolute line as far as I'm concerned. So you can already see here. Well, okay. Well, maybe not that. That's not giving you enough. But it's a better art. It's all cool and stuff. And this design for Hades is just this, I don't know, melting blue spirit. And it goes into mythological tales of Wonder Woman. In her past, she meets Prometheus. And I guess the setup here is that Prometheus is always trapped and tormented by the punishment Zeus gave him. Because in the original story, Hercules freed him. But I guess he can never be truly free. He's always brought back or whatever. But the art is just spectacular. It just does very well, especially with this tale of gods and magic and monsters and all that sort of stuff. It's just so much better. And it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe they should team up where some of course, this is pretty, you would have to give up this though. I was thinking like the mythological tales would be drawn in that clear line style, which would make it more akin to old ancient drawings or something like that. And then you jump ahead where she's got to deal with the monsters and stuff in the modern times, and it would be the artist you have here, whose name I'm for blanking on. It's really irresponsible. I should. Mattia not Lewis. Eulis, maybe? Mattia Eulis. Well, Mattia, you're really good. That's all I can say. It tells the story of how she ended up with the undead Pegasus, which is a cool design. It's the blackened skeleton of Pegasus with his red glowing eyes and stuff. But that's Wonder Woman's horse now, And So you get some more tales of her past, and there were all these attempts to kill her in her early days, and how she defeated that as well. And it's all in keeping with Wonder Woman's connections to, ancient myth and the like. And works. And there's these little backup silly cartoon tales. So I'm going to check out the next issue because Mattia returns again as the artist, but I think that's it. 2 issues in, and then back to the other art, which I think that was the better artist. It's kind of the opposite of never mind. But if you had that going for it, and it is a more interesting, weird take. And that's the point of the Absolute. They wanted to do these weird takes on these characters. But, DC's been doing that for years with Elseworlds and the like. And that's basically all Absolute is. It was a response to the Ultimate line that Marvel's doing. But I got to say, the Absolute takes are at least interesting, with Wonder Woman being the most, and Martian Manhunter. The Green Lantern title, I just don't think I'm going to bother with that. And Superman, despite now the Superman art, this beats that, but it's temporary. But so I guess Superman maintains the best art, but the story is just god awful. So I guess that's it for that. I don't know what else. Of course, Batman takes top spot, as always is the case, and I suppose that'll continue. And we'll see where it goes. But it's one of those things where eventually it will fizzle. But fun while it lasts, and that's the best one could hope for on that. Oh yeah. All right, I'll read a handful of the shot. The chart. I guess I should put myself back on here. Yeah, good enough. Okay. A. Thompson says, Oh, wait, I guess I should set this up so that if anyone wants to send a super tip, I should be able to read it on here. I'll do the test.
Douglas, didn't you see the pat signal in the sky? I need you to come back to my stream. Karmic Super tipped me $23.17 to play the Kaja Gugu album White Feathers.
Oh, gee whiz, Patman. I'll be right there with my bad ums after every song. I'm definitely not too shy, hush, hush, eye to eye.
Yeah, I guess the bad ums have become a constant now, So I got to do that, after every song. To do otherwise would be improper. So anyway, that thing's working, I guess. So anyway, let me get back to the chat. Thank God Doug is live. We need sanity after the craziness today. Why? What happened? Hey, Thompson, just a PSA. Never start drinking on stream. It never works out well. Well, I need a little sippy every now and then. You got to wet that whistle. That's what whistles are for. Oh, you mean alcohol? Well, don't worry. I never drink it. Hey, Thompson, today was the day the Dabbleverse shattered. Did it? Thompson, Doug ain't one of those white glove comic collectors. Yeah, no, I buy them to read them. I've sold a few here and there, but yeah, not actually a professional collector. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, Doug, you are the only sane person in this verse. Well, am I in it? I don't know. A. Thompson, Doug, have you ever thought about sending the link and interviewing some of these comic creators? Well, I would if I could, but I don't know who I am. And like, why would I want to talk to you? That's a good question. A. Thompson, ROTC, had a comic book guy on a few years back. It was interesting. The ROTC did? Oh, all right. A. Thompson, LOL, Nodak can tell you how crazy things were today. Well, only if he's here. I don't know. What, because I haven't heard anything. I did catch a clip of who are these podcasts at work, but that's all, I don't know what else. But, there's always something. I mean, what, a day or two ago was Chad breaking up with Kevin and the like. I was like, okay. There were some laughs there. But other than that, he'll probably be back on the show. Some suspect it's probably just a work. Yeah, maybe. Or a little bit of both. It'd be kind of funny if you start the work and then the work becomes the reality or something. I don't know. But it can't end just yet because, look, I've done this comic book. And I haven't gotten word if it's available in the store yet. I'll have to keep checking. As soon as it is, I'll let you know it's readily available to order so that you too can have your Doodleverse comic book based on, as the byline says, your favorite beloved Dabbleverse characters. Oh boy. Oh, look, it's Kevin Brennan and Chad. I didn't know they were breaking up yet. As Lex Luthor and Otis, and Melton plays the role of Superman. See, isn't that nice? And there's all kinds of stuff. There's Chad and Stuttering John fighting over Kate and Meanie. Oh boy, that's important. Hey, look, it's Opie. Look, it's Gino and Steel Toe. Stuttering John and Clay Dabbler. Chad again. All that fun stuff in Doodleverse. I called it that because I didn't think I could claim Dabbleverse. See, I could have just called it Dabbleverse Comics. That would make it more identifiable as the point, I suppose. But then I thought, what if I just want to put out a collection of my doodles? I did think of that. So I could just use the title for that. See? Yeah. Anywho, we'll see how that goes. So, as soon as it's available, I can do that there. I'll let you know. A. Thompson, Doug, what didn't happen today? Well, the day's still young. It only just happened. So, are you mean overnight? I was at work. Not a lot. Well, no, it actually was pretty busy. Usually it's not. Every time I stopped to go do something else, here's another customer came. Like, ooh. But I did manage to fit in watching Pelham 123. That was a good movie. That was fun. I'll have to do a review of that. But first, I also did see, not at work, I watched it before I left, managed to catch it, put it on high speed. Yeah. The latest sad, terrible, broken, beaten dead horse of Doctor Who. I'll have to tape a quick review on that. And I don't know, maybe I'll have that out. I'll schedule it to come out later today or something. Either that or tomorrow. We'll see. Anywho, no deck, I read that one. Doug, A. Thompson, Mazzy on Clown Town, Mike Live, Karmic fighting with everyone, Karmic on MLC. Okay, so that's the rundown of the events. So Mazzy returned to the Clowntown show. MKE, was he on the Clowntown show at the same time, or did he just do his own? and responded to this extraordinary event. I don't know. And then Karmic got in a fight with everybody, the whole world, on his stream, I guess. And or was it on MLC stream? So he showed up on MLC again, and is that where he got in a fight with everyone? So he just said, "I'll take all you bastards on," and I don't know. I guess he did. A. Thompson, that comic looks great, Doug. Good job. Well, thank you, A. Thompson. Thank you very much. Scott V. Hey, Doug, how's it going this morning? Well, I'm still breathing, so that's a good sign. And I've got a little break here from work, but I got to do it again tonight. So there's that. As soon as I'm done here, I got to go eat my supper. Shouldn't that be breakfast, Doug? Not for me. It's supper. Then I'll take a shower and go to bed. Yeah, such is the life of Doug Nailsin. I'm still thinking in between there somehow I'm going to tape a review of that Doctor Who episode. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I saw it. Might as well. Anyway, A. Thompson, the original or the remake of Pelham? Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that when I was talking to it with Pat. But yeah, there was a remake. But no, I didn't see the remake. I saw the original with Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw. And Robert Shaw's death scene was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Scott V, have you seen the movie The 13th Warrior? No, but you know what? It's constantly recommended to me. And I was like, yeah, I need to see that. And then I forget. So good that you reminded me. If I remember, I'll make note of it, find it somewhere, and save that to watch. And I will make mention of it. A. Thompson, Karmic angry at Pat. What for? Karmic was on KB standing up for Pat. Then Karmic angry at Pat. It was so weird today. Well, what's he angry at him for? Scott V, good. You'll like it. Okay. That's what people say, so, but it's just, my clumsiness and ineptitude and the all encompassing senility as it encroaches on my senses. It's doomed, A. Thompson, then Melton is in Karmic's chat bullying Karmic. I'm sure NLO will make Karmic a thing now. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't. Well, it is one way of recognition, But I don't know. I mean, I did see that segment when Melton first looked at Karmic's stream, and he just seemed bored with it. I mean, he craps on all the videos he watches for the most part. But I just didn't really see that big of a deal about all of it. But I don't know. I guess it's a thing now. So, yeah. I mean, well, he was in his chat talking to Karmic directly or just BSing with the chat he had, I don't know. But I mean, does this qualify as shattering the Devilverse? I mean, Mazzy and MKE, well, that's already happened. A. Thompson says, Doug, just watch all the clips. Doom Stalin 19. It's a mess. Well, Devilverse is always a mess, and they'll get through it. Don't worry. It'll be all right. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Yeah. Haven't heard anything lately about Steel Toe. Steel Toe will take the center stage again, I'm sure. Of course, I guess he's free and clear for any legal problems now. So there's that. Yeah. So's Ricada, I believe. So I guess that saga has really actually concluded. I suppose there's a little bit of epilogues and aftermath here and there. But eventually, I don't know. But the thing is about Melton's show is that like Steel Toe had become the centerpiece for some time now. But man, he'll just find stuff like some of those arrest videos and stuff, and he's really good at covering those and coming up with all the different takes that are just hilarious. That accentuates the already absurdity, which is hilarious, of the video itself of what takes place. So he's just the best at this. That's just the way it is. I don't know what else to do. If it bothers people, you're just going to be bothered, I guess. Dave Thompson, yes, in his chat, talking directly to Karmic. Oh, yeah, Dabbleverse shattered. A. Thompson, I'm out of the Dabbleverse because of Karmic's show, because Melton talked to him in the chat? Or again, Mazzy showing up on the clown show and I guess MKE responding. I still wasn't clear if he was actually on the show as well. Yeah. Or, they sent him the link and stuff. So, yeah. But again, for the most part, this will blow over. I guess. Me? Well, I got to go work at a gas station tonight. That's what I'm doing. Crazy, I know. But they pay me to do it. They do. Every now and then, there's some people come in. It's fun. And then stuff happens out in the parking lot and the street. There was that lightning bolt that blew up a sign, Then there was that transformer that, it didn't quite explode. But it looked like it wanted to. But it didn't. So that was nice. Then, of course, there's all the characters who come and go. And I've done quite a few doodles on that. They inspired so many of those. And that's what I'm thinking will become subject matter for a Doodleverse comic series. I mean, some of it would just be the drawings themselves, But every now and then I'll put a word balloon in and stuff. It could inspire a couple of comic strips out of it. So it could be a series of that. And any more Dabbleverse stuff, yeah, I could put that in there too. There's always something. So I saw another Opie clip, so I might do one of those. Probably save that for the Monday show, so I can use that theme song that I made out of stuff he said with AI. And he said the word Monday. So I said, well, that's the Monday song. See how that works? See? You never know how you're going to influence events. Sometimes it's just a stray word or phrase. Yeah. Such are the things of life. Hey, Thompson, it was just too much today. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, Doom clipped the MLC. Well, clipping's what he does, Hey, Thompson, we all got to do things we don't want. Yeah, it's true. That's one of the absolute standards in life. Hey, Thompson, yeah, I would love to know what happens in the parking lot 2 a.m. in western Louisiana. Yes, well, can't really go into details on it in total. Man, I came close. There's a few things, but It's not my property, and an employer probably wouldn't care for me to do anything like that. Look, it's a fine establishment. People come in there, they get what they want, they get good service. It's great. All right. Oh, same one. All right. Well, looks like I've caught up, and I'm almost got an hour. Ah, jeez. What can I do to kill the time? Man, that thing is way over there. Damn it. I'd have to get up and walk over there. Oh, I know. I can turn that off. This should buy me a few seconds, provided it's there. Because I did make mention of the transformer, threatening to explode. And I was like, holy crap, look at that. Is that the one? Oh, that's the one I put sound effects to it. But, good enough. Good enough. All right. Go over here. There, check that out. Oh, jeez. It's terrible. That's terrible. It's supposed to disappear when I do that. Oh, jeez. Yes, remove it. All right. So there you go. That was that. So I did do this doodle of Opie. There was a lot of commentary in the clip over his hair and how he's unable to comb it because he doesn't have a comb. Apparently, he was traumatized by his mother about combs. So I don't know. I guess he's just stuck with the bedhead deal. I mean, I guess as soon as he comes out of the shower, good enough, and that's the deal. His inability to groom his hair. I figured was the main reason for all the hats all the time, and maybe he should just go back to wearing the beanie and stuff. Of course, we're getting into summertime. I suppose the baseball cap could do. I don't know. Plus, he always has the severe backlighting of his window to where as it goes, you really can't see him all that well. It's kind of why bother or whatever. Anyway, made more claims of he was offered $10,000 to do a show with Anthony. Well, it appears that WABC had a differing opinion on that and that sort of thing. Whatever. So that inspired that little thing. So, yeah, I could do like a sketchbook thing and just make that a part of the Doodleverse comics. And then, I don't know, and do a comic strip based on it, I guess. But this would just be, I don't need a comb. And no, you do. There's nothing to be afraid of. I see. This is a comb. You see how simple that is? See, it wouldn't. You could just. I don't know which you want to part it on this side or that side. I don't know. And that's all you got to do. There's nothing there. It's fine. Oh, boy, that's embarrassing. It's kind of. Well, the teeth of the comb, but they're not teeth like fangs or something that's gonna break the skin and bleed you or anything like that. No, you just run it through the hair. You run it through the hair, and you have, a hairstyle of sorts that's respectable and looks to show that you have some sense of yourself. And when you have a certain respect for yourself, that you've matured and you're responsible, people feel a bit respected just by that act alone. It's a simple thing. It should be. But he says he's traumatized. So anyway, that's too bad. But that's the Opie picture. And oh, look at that! I crossed the line. It's been an hour, so got to go take off and do Doug stuff. Because I'm Doug. So who else is going to do Doug stuff but Doug? Hey Thompson again, Dougaverse. Now this is it. Hey Thompson, do they give you decent health insurance there? Yes. Hey Thompson, how many SKUs do you have in the store? I don't know, because I don't know what SKUs are. Hey Thompson, dealing with food and expiration dates is annoying. Yeah, but someone's got to do it. Can you guess who? Yeah. Oh crap, that reminds me. Well, guess what I'll be doing tonight. So there you go. Another fun-filled evening with your pal, Mr. Nailsin. Evening. Well, evening for me, Yeah, that's just the way it is. What are you going to do? All right. Well, we'll do it again sometime soon. I don't know about Monday morning, but probably sometime Monday evening. Or not. I might, I need a night off. I just keep doing these. But something like that. We'll see. Anyway, have a good rest of your day, and we'll get together. Sometime soon. Sometime. Yeah.